All right, well, it is 10 a.m., so we'll go ahead and get started. Um, my name is Lauren Coffin. I am the Civic Leadership Coordinator and SOLA Giving Day Program Manager for Community Foundation of Acadiana. And it is a great excitement that we're here today to kick off nonprofit registration for the 2023 SOLA Giving Day program. For some of you, it's your first year participating, and for others of you, this is going to be your sixth year, which is wild. But regardless of your rookie or veteran status, we are here to welcome you today, and we want this to be the best in a collective way, most successful event with the greatest engagement from both our nonprofit community and donors who are passionate about the South Louisiana regions that your organization serve. This is a true community-wide philanthropic movement, and it starts today, and it culminates with 24 hours of giving in just over 3 months from now on Thursday, May 4th. Before we dive into all things SOLA Giving Day 2023, just a few reminders for the webinar. So if everyone can do their best to stay muted throughout the presentation, which it looks like everybody is, which is great, we just minimize any background noise and eliminate any interruptions to the feed. If you do have questions that come up during the presentation, please utilize that chat feature up at the top. That way we'll have a few staff members monitoring the chat, and we'll certainly circle back to any unanswered questions at the end of the presentation. Lastly, this training meeting is being recorded. So for anyone who has a team member that might want to listen, or if you'd like to review the materials following the meeting, these slides and the recording will be uploaded to the SOLA Giving Day website, which you can see there on the screen, solagivingday.org, hopefully by the end of the day today or by tomorrow at the latest. So that will be available. So check it out or share with a team member if needed. Merlin, if you could go to the next slide, that'd be great. Just a quick review for any organizations that are joining us that might be new today. SOLA Giving Day is a program of Community Foundation of Acadiana, which is a public grant-making foundation. And as some of you may know, CFA recently hired a new CEO who you'll likely recognize from her work with One Acadiana and Boys and Girls Clubs at both the local and state level. We are thrilled to have Missy Bienvenue Andrade leading our team. And I welcome her to speak a little bit today about CFA's core purpose and also why our organization continues to prioritize this SOLA Giving Day program.
Thank you, Lauren. And good morning, everyone. I'm thrilled to not only be with you today, but really thrilled to be in this new role here at CFA as we navigate how we support nonprofits through SOLA Giving Day and beyond. So a little bit about our organization. CFA's regional footprint is right here in South Louisiana. We cover the 8-parish area of Acadiana, and we're so excited this year to once again include the Bayou Community Foundation, as well as our friends over in Southwest Louisiana. So we are headquartered here. We work with our nonprofit and foundation partners all across South Louisiana, and this is going to be an awesome event for you guys to take advantage of if you have not yet participated in a giving day. Community Foundation of Acadiana's core purpose is to build legacies and improve communities by connecting generous people with the causes that they care about. SOLA Giving Day provides the perfect platform to do just that. And as a reminder, anyone is a philanthropist. So this is the type of platform that whether you're someone who is giving, $5,000 or $5, this is a way to really activate and elevate philanthropy throughout our community. SOLA Giving Day allows the foundation to be a greater catalyst for connection between donors and nonprofit organizations. And it's the reason why this event was started in 2018 and why we still continue to prioritize it 6 years later. We don't want SOLA Giving Day to just service the donors that you already have. We really want this to be an opportunity for you to engage new supporters, and that is the beauty and power of social media. you can really message your mission and your organization in a way that introduces the great work that you do each and every day to a whole new set of people. So the goal is, at the end of all of this, is giving your existing donors a way to give, but hopefully there's new people who are looking at your organization and supporting it. And of course, Lauren mentioned this, but with my work at Boys and Girls Clubs, I was in your seat. I was running the nonprofit that was participating in SOLA Giving Day. And it did create some unique opportunities for us to identify not only matches, but really get specific about the projects that we could rally support around. And so for you, I'm hoping that you have the same experience. You can identify a specific purpose, cause, project, or just overall operational support, and really get people excited about supporting you and the work that you do. So thrilled to be here. Like I said, SOLA Giving Day is one way that we partner with our nonprofits, but I am really excited to expand that and figure out how CFA can support our partners in philanthropy in even bigger ways. So I know this is going to be a successful year, a successful event, and just know that even after May 4th, we're going to be there to celebrate with you, but then we're going to be asking really great questions about how we continue supporting you moving forward. So Lauren, thank you so much for letting me be here, and good luck to everyone in SOLA Giving Day 2023.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Missy. And just, in summary, Missy touched on a lot of this. SOLA Giving Day, it's an online fundraising tool. It's offered to 501c3 nonprofit organizations, churches, and schools working in and serving South Louisiana. And the goal of the event is to bring people who are passionate about this region together to collectively support the critical work that nonprofits are doing in our communities. Ultimately, we hope this online platform can connect donors and dollars that are here in Louisiana, that are across the country, that are across the globe, to nonprofit projects and programs that are in need of funding right here in our backyard. And so while SOLA Giving Day does conclude with a designated 24-hour day of giving, we want you to think of it as a spring fundraising campaign. And it culminates with this grand finale, final push to meet your fundraising goals on Thursday, May 4th. As you can see, the numbers here on the screen, the support and the generosity that we've seen flow through this event the last 5 years has been incredible. Since 2018, the event has seen more than $6.65 million raised from more than 13,000 donations from around the globe. And we've built a really great foundation for success for this event. You all have contributed to that. And the trajectory for this type of online giving system and community campaign continues to be sky high. So there's no limit for how successful this SOLA Giving Day fundraising strategy can be for your organizations, and we hope that you take advantage of it and join us in this 2023 journey. Next slide, Marilyn. While almost everybody at CFA touches SOLA Giving Day in some way, I'd really like to highlight these two ladies, Nicole Aber and Tanya Campbell. They are hugely helpful to me in keeping this SOLA Giving Day train on the tracks. And they have some excellent experience. Nicole is very experienced with marketing and media, sponsorship, and promotions. And Tanya is incredibly proficient in project management and also brings some nonprofit perspective to the table. And all of these things make us, we think, a very dynamic and effective team. But most importantly, we're a team that's dedicated to making your SOLA Giving Day experience as positive as it can be. So you see our contact information here on the screen. Please do not hesitate to reach out to any one of us at any time over the course of this campaign. We are here to help you, and we want you to achieve whatever success looks like for your organization through SOLA Giving Day this year. Next slide, Marilyn. Thank you. This is a great segue into, the fact that CFA does provide manpower for the event, but this event would not be possible without the support of our community sponsors. I love our schools, who sponsors us through the generosity of the Pew Family Foundation, and the William C. Schumacher Family Foundation is our diamond level sponsor for the 3rd year. And we're so appreciative of their investment of not only resources, but also of brain power and of time to ensuring that SOLA Giving Day is the most impactful program that it can be. All of these local individuals and businesses you see listed are dedicated to providing this platform and this fundraising opportunity to organizations in our area, and we're so grateful for their support. And lastly, just a little shout out to the growing list of media sponsors you see there at the bottom. They're crucial in spreading the word about SOLA Giving Day and also sharing your stories, the stories of our participants and what you're fundraising for. So if you work with or communicate with any individuals associated with these sponsors, please do thank them. The show could not go on without their commitment to SOLA Giving Day. Okay, so lastly, just before I turn things over to Bonterra, our Bonterra team, Missy touched on this as well, but we're really excited and pleased to announce that SOLA Giving Day is officially South Louisiana wide. So last year, through a collaboration with Bayou Community Foundation, we saw more than 30 Bayou region nonprofits participate and fundraise through SOLA Giving Day. And this year, we're excited to expand further to Southwest Louisiana through a collaboration with the United Way of Southwest Louisiana. So we're really grateful that they will participate with us in this endeavor, and we welcome the Bayou region, the Southwest Louisiana region, and their respective nonprofit organizations. And we're excited and proud to enhance the overall reach of our SOLA Giving Day program. Okay, so that is it from me. Thank you so much for listening. Turning things over now to two members of our All-Star Bonterra team, Merlin and Jennifer, and they're going to walk everyone through the registration process and several new and improved platform features to enhance your fundraising efforts this year. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Lauren, and thank you so much to the CFA team. Really excited to be back for another SOLA. I was the project manager for the Giving Day last year as we transitioned to Bonterra and GiveGab, and so really excited for year 2 and for the continued growth that I'm sure that we'll see. So again, my name is Merlin. I'm the lead project manager on this, and then also there's Jennifer, who's helping out in the chat and also throughout the project, who's of course awesome and another project manager on this Giving Day. So we're going to be covering a variety of topics. We're going to be talking, some additional overview. Of course, Lauren and the CFA team did a great job doing an overview. We're going to do a quick review of last year's numbers, and then really talking about who is Bonterra and GiveGab. Really, it is the same. We're just going through like a name change, and so want to include that in this presentation to make sure that you're familiar as you're seeing both verbiage within the platform and the Giving Day. So additionally, we'll be covering the registration, how to go through. It's exciting that it opened today, and so now you can all go onto the site and register your organizations, which is wonderful. And then we'll really take a deep dive into how to get started, fill out your profile, take advantage of some really beautiful features, and of course, product enhancements, and then some next steps as well. So really there's a bunch more like small pieces in this, but this is kind of your overview here. Wonderful. So I know that you saw the impact of the Giving Day since its inception, since 2018. But if we take a look back at last year's, we raised over $1.4 million, over 2,500 donors for 184 organizations. So it's just really amazing that we were able to raise this amount and contribute to the overall impact that SOLA Giving Day has done. So I put this in here just to kind of help contextualize as we look at the different strategies and the different steps we take to help ensure that you're all successful as a participant of SOLA Giving Day. So some additional overview. So the Giving Day is at the same URL as last year, solagivingday.org. This year, it's May 4th. That's kind of the culmination, that 24-hour event. Of course, donations will be opening earlier, but again, May 4th is that 24-hour time-sensitive period from midnight to midnight Central Time. Every organization that registered is able to conduct their own campaign and share that with their supporters. Additionally, sharing your own page and paired with all of the wonderful work that the CFA is doing, it's really going to allow you to have that amazing reach and impact to a lot of new donors. There's great stats that we have about the number of new donors that you're able to pull in by participating. So that's one of the great many benefits there. Additionally, we have leaderboards on the site to kind of show where everybody stands, and that both look at dollars raised and donors. And so again, a really nice way to get that visibility. And due to the hard work of the CFA, they have they gather funds every year for prize incentives, really to give you additional opportunities to be successful and gain additional donations to your organization. And we are opening donations on April 4th, so a whole month before the Giving Day. And so let's talk a little bit more about that. So donations open April 4th and run all the way through May 4th. We might see, we'll probably end of day. That's still a little bit TBD, but definitely opening April 4th. And so really the reason why we do this is to allow you to be able to solicit all your different types of donors, right? We of course encourage you to focus on the day of, but totally recognize that all donors might not have that option. You want to have that extra time to solicit and place those asks with those different donors. So and sorry, this should not be May 5th, but any early donations will be visible on May 4th. And so May 5th was the Giving Day last year, so that's why you see that there. But again, May 4th is the main day. So on the day, all those donations will become visible as you lead up. They're still going to be associated with your organization, but again, the 4th is that main culmination. You can track all of your donations in your report. We'll dive a little bit more into that as well. And as a quick note here, there's no login required to make donations. Oops. Okay, there we go. Perfect. So we're going to take a step back and just look at who is Bonterra/GiveGab, and really talk about what is our purpose here at GiveGab and what we do for the Giving Day, and really how we approach things to make sure that you're really set up for success. So our mission at Bonterra and GiveGab is to make it incredibly easy for fundraising professionals to be great at their jobs. We do that through a variety of means, but we really focus on a couple of key points here. So that is host a secure and reliable, transparent platform for SOLA Giving Day, create the ultimate donor experience, provide a dedicated support team. So in addition to myself and Jennifer, we have a chat bubble available on the site. I'll talk a little bit more about that as well. And then of course, we are fully becoming Bonterra. We are Bonterra, but again, we're still in that transition phase. So I appreciate everyone's understanding as you see both GiveGab and Bonterra. Wonderful. So let's talk a little bit more about donation security. So for our donations, we are partnered with Stripe, which is a PCI Level 1 payment processor for donations. Donor credit card information is not stored within GiveGab or Bonterra, and all participating organizations are verified. And so really we make sure that everybody is verified, and so we make sure that donors have that complete trust when they are placing their donations. So a little bit more about the donation processing. So we have lots of options for donors. We'll talk even more about this, but all major credit cards are accepted. You can make a donation using Plaid or ACH. A new one this year is we're adding PayPal and Venmo. And really we focus on the donation flow to be as quick as easy so that they can go in, choose your organization, make their donation and check out as quickly as possible to reduce any friction. And again, all that is securely processed through Stripe. And then within the donation flow, we have that chat bubble. So if a donor has any difficulties with their payment information, they can reach out to our chat support team and we can help them in real time to successfully make that donation. So a little bit more about the donations. So credit card, ACH, mobile pay, PayPal, Venmo, really great. Really excited to be able to add that option this year. And also donors can cover all fees. And we'll talk about the fees on the next slide, but donors have the option to cover all fees on behalf of the organization so that your organization can receive the maximum payout. And if we look at the stats from last year, we saw that 70% of fees were covered by the donors for SOLA Giving Day. So if we break that down like per 100 raised, that means it only costs 90 cents per $100 raised. So really, really exciting to see that so many donors generally covered the fees so that you can get the maximum payout to your organization. So on the right-hand side, it's just a little graphic on where it shows how a donor can cover those fees. So if we look at the fee breakdown specifically, so it does differ a little bit based on payment method, but really there's just 3 buckets here. So for credit card, this also includes PayPal, Venmo. It's 3% plus 30 cents per transaction. And so again, the donor has the option to cover fee. For that ACH or that Plaid bank account, it's 3% plus the $3 flat bank fees. So the difference here is for the ACH or Plaid, there's a $100 minimum donation, but instead of I think I actually might have written this out wrong. Okay, sorry, no, I did not. So it's 3% plus the $3. Okay, I will get clarity on this. But anyways, what that allows you to do is to minimize the amount charged. And so again, I think I do have this. I think it's actually just the $3 fee plus a 0.5%. So I'm sorry for the mix up here. So it's actually going to be a lot less than this, which is really great. So again, I'll update the slide deck. We'll attach the slide deck on the site. Apologies for the error, but really the crux is that it's going to actually be less than what's displayed here. So again, it's advantageous for those larger donors. And then if we look at the DAF or the donor advised fund, because that's also a payment method, there's no fees associated, similar donation minimum as the credit card and the AC, or as the credit card and PayPal Venmo. So again, sorry for the error here. I will get that updated. But yeah. Okay. Another quick note about the donation form is that you can give to multiple organizations within the same checkout flow. There's a maximum of 10, just because we find that if it's more than 10, then the credit card will block that transaction. But you can add up to 10. Most donors don't give that many, but what's really great is that you can give to your favorite 3 or your 4 or up to 10 organizations, all within the same donation flow. You don't have to enter your credit card or your payment method multiple times. Wonderful. So last thing I'll mention here is that every time a donor completes their donation, they receive a thank you email from your organization. It's sent immediately after the gift is made. It will include the Community Foundation's EIN number so that the donor can include or can use that as a tax deductible receipt. So it'll have your organization's thank you, and we'll walk through how you can customize that. And again, it'll have that crucial payment or donation information so that the donor can use that for their tax purposes. Wonderful. So a little bit more about our support that we provide. So again, there's myself and Jennifer, but also we have a full support team available. So we have a help center that has a bunch of different articles and how-tos on how to navigate the platform as an organization. We have a blog center as well that covers different case studies and data breakdown. We have lots of, articles about the fall and also last spring and looking at overall trends as well. And then you can always send us an email at customersuccess@givegap.com. And then, of course, that blue chat bubble, you'll notice it follows you around everywhere on the site, both on the SOLA Giving Day site and within the backend when you're customizing your profile. So really, don't hesitate to use that chat bubble. We're always happy to help. We're there Monday through Friday, happy to help. And then, of course, on the Giving Day, you'll have even longer support, all day support, really, to help both you, the organization, and any donors that have questions. Great. So let's share a couple of updates, and then we'll talk about how to register and fill out your profile. So a couple of new features. So for those that are new this year, all of this is going to be new, and none of this is necessarily new compared to last year. But for those of you that are returning, of course, we're really excited that the Giving Day is continuing to expand. Another big update is that we have changed the payout structure slightly. So everything is centrally routed now through the Community Foundation. That allows the organizations not to have to enter their own bank account information, speeding up the registration process, which is really, really nice. Additionally, we have that PayPal Venmo that we're really excited to add this year. We have new organization analytics that I'll show you some examples of. This is really, really nice, especially for those returning organizations, because as part of those analytics, there's year-over-year graphs and data breakdown as well. And then we rolled out a new search for both donors and organizations, which is really nice. And then also, and I'll show you this a little later on, there's new ways that you can impact how your organization appears within the search. So you can really tweak what keywords are associated with your organization, which is lovely. All right, so to break down the analytics just a little bit more. So here's some screenshots of another organization, but each organization has these stats available to them. So it'll show things like donor count, donation count, which is gift count, both for online and offline, average donation size, the count of new donors. So I personally love this stat a lot too, because just like last year, I anticipate that a lot of you will be able to gain new donors by participating in SOLA Giving Day. And so having that analytical insight will be really helpful to know, hey, how many new donors did I actually get? And the way that that piece is identified is that within the donation form, a donor can self-select as saying, hey, I'm a new donor to this organization. And so that's how that data point is provided to you. And then it'll also provide the fee coverage and year-over-year comparisons for those of you that are returning to SOLA from last year as well. So yeah. All right, and then here's just some more examples of your breakdown. You can filter by online, offline, total, just like a nice interactive chart there. We also made some tweaks to the fundraisers, the peer-to-peer fundraisers, just kind of breaking down a couple more fields, making it more of a robust editor, and then also peer-to-peer. If someone gave via peer-to-peer fundraiser, that'll appear in the donor receipt as well. So nothing major here, but just some nice tweaks based off of feedback that we received. Lovely. And I know that I covered lots of things. I'll continue to cover lots of things, but if you have any questions, just want to say it again, put it in the chat. If it's applicable, maybe I'll pause or we'll make sure to answer any questions at the end. Awesome. All right, so registering for SOLA Giving Day. So for the registration fee, it is just like last year. It's a tiered fee based on the organization's operating expense. So here's a breakdown of that. There's no cost or change the cost. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's the same as last year, which is amazing. And so payment options are credit card during the registration process. So in order to complete your sign up for the Giving Day, that fee needs to be paid. As a reminder, there's no refunds for those. If you have any questions about that, you can either reach out to us or, of course, the CFA team directly. Okay, so now we're going to do a quick visual walkthrough of how to actually register. So right on the homepage on solagivingday.org, you can click that register button. It's now open. This is a slightly outdated screenshot, but it's still the same button here. You are then going to be actually taken to a pre-registration page where it kind of walks down some criteria. Then there's another register button, but I just want to quickly show you the visual of the search functionality. So what we do here is that to ensure that you're able to pull over your profile from last year is that we present you with a search. You enter in the name of your organization. If it appears, you click participate. If it does not, you simply click the add my organization. So what we want to do with this search step first before filling out the survey for your organization is to make sure that we grab you from last year and save all of your information so that you don't have to refill out a bunch of stuff. So if you're either returning or you're new, you click the appropriate option. Then you fill out your information if you are new. If not, then you'll be taken straight to this form here. You fill out a bunch of questions. You, of course, pay the fee associated. If you have a coupon code for some reason, you can enter that there. You fill out the form, and then you'll actually be taken to this next step where you're able to copy over your profile as well. So you're able to copy over your profile from last year, so you don't have to start over from scratch, which is a lovely step because we want to save you that time. We don't want you to have to fill out, start over from scratch every single year. And also what's nice is it'll copy over, but of course you can make modifications from this year. So you're not stuck with last year's necessarily, but again, it's just a way to have a nice starting point. All right, so this is just a brief overview of all the different tabs within your Giving Day dashboard. And this is really going to be your main hub where you're able to customize your profile for SOLA Giving Day. So we're going to take a quick dive into each section here. And you won't actually have to complete this checkbox to get verified collect donations. Not applicable this year. Again, one of the changes of going centrally routed and routing the funds through CFA. So that's a major reduction of the steps for this year. So really it's going to be a focus on all the different tabs here as well. So for the first one, what this is going to be looking for is just a website. You can associate your organization with causes here. There is a cause-based search as part of the donor search as well, where donors can say, hey, I don't necessarily have a specific organization in mind, but I really care about animals or education. Let me look at all of those applicable organizations. You don't have to do all three. You're able to do up to 3. Of course, you can add your logo for your organization as well. We do recommend adding your logo because, of course, that's going to be very recognizable. So this next section here, the add your story section, this is a really, really big one. I love this section because it really allows you to customize what is visible on your profile. So you can add a cover photo. You can also set a monetary goal. If you set a monetary goal, it'll have a lovely progress bar. And as you collect donations, that progress bar will update. Got a great question. So will this info here be updated automatically from last year? Yes, absolutely. So this is part of the content that will copy over from last year. So if you already completed this, it'll copy over. You'll have that option to copy it over, and then you can go in and make edits that are applicable to just this year. So yes, definitely a great time saver there. So then this next section here, the tell your story, you're able to go in, add a bunch of different content. There's different editors here that allow you to, of course, customize the visible or the way this content is visually represented. You can attach photos. You can see bullets and bolded. I think you can even do different colors, which is pretty wild. But definitely you can have some fun with it as well. So you can also add video URLs. So if you have a nice video for your organization, you can add that. And then down here, I wanted to point out this search keywords. So what this allows you to do here is to enter in additional keywords. So not to get super in the weeds, but the way you populate in the search is based off of your organization title and all of the content within the story section. But you can add additional keywords that won't appear in any visual way, except for the way that you appear in search. So there's the descriptor text on how to use it there, but definitely don't hesitate to use that if there's different or additional rather keywords that you'd like associated with your organization. Then this next feature here available within your profile is the donation levels. The way this works is that you can add donation levels that are custom amounts, have a unique descriptor and a photo if you like, that indicate what that amount does for your organization. So this is a really good way to recommend certain levels and provide context to help really make the donor feel in touch with what that amount does for your organization. So sometimes, a donor might discover your organization, really care about what you do, but not sure exactly what different amounts do. And so this is a nice tangible way to break that down for them. So you technically can add an unlimited amount. We recommend about 3 to 5. 5 is like definitely a max, but that 3 to 5 is a good range. So the personal gratitude. So this element here, so like I mentioned earlier, when a donor completes their donation, they're automatically sent that thank you email. And you can add your own message within that email. You can add a photo or a video. And again, it's sent immediately after the donor completes their gift. So just a way to add that personal touch to the receipt. All right, fundraisers. So this is now kind of getting into strategy territory. So we talked a lot about how to fill out the different sections and add sections that talked about what it is that your organization does and what you're fundraising for as part of SOLA Giving Day. And so this piece here, the fundraisers, is really a strategy tool that's available to all participating organizations. So what you can do is you can ask supporters to sign up to be a fundraiser for your organization. When they do that, or when they are invited by you to become a fundraiser, it creates their own page directly tied to your organization. Any donations made to a fundraiser's page will roll up and, of course, be given to the organization to which they're associated. And so it's a really nice way to build that personal connection between supporters and organizations. And so when supporters promote your organization, they can use their own personal link, and they of course get credit for any funds raised. So, if Lauren is a fundraiser for an organization and any donations made, it'll say, hey, Lauren has raised X dollars. This is how great Lauren is. And of course, all those donations will go to that organization and show up in those totals as well. And so again, it's that nice way to have that personal connection. There's some additional details here on how to manage peer-to-peer fundraisers and really dive into that feature more specifically. Not going to do that today, but again, we have lots of different resources within the support center, within our nonprofit toolkit, within the site as well, within SOLA Giving Day. So definitely don't hesitate to utilize this feature. I know this is not a historically huge feature for SOLA Giving Day, But definitely, if you're interested to kind of expand your strategies beyond what you've done in the past, I think this is definitely something worth investigating. So here's an example of a profile with lots of different sections filled out. So the organization is Logan's Pups. They have a dollar goal. It gives you some overall stats with that progress bar. They have a video. They don't have a lot of content filled out here. But actually, this page also shows you a fundraisers page, which is really nice. So here you can see that Bridget is fundraising for Logan's Pup. You can see their org info. You can see the donation levels that they filled out. And so again, you can see that personal relationship between Bridget in this example and Logan's Pups, which is really, really nice. And of course, if you're on Bridget's page, then you can always navigate directly to Logan's Pups page directly and learn more about the organization. Okay. I'm just going to check the chat to see if there's any questions. Right. Lovely. We're covering lots of good stuff. So thanks everyone for bearing with us. So another feature that I want to shortly show you before we move on to matches, which I know that is really, really exciting and such a big part of the Giving Day strategy, is support areas. So support areas, here's a quick screenshot of how you can find that. So at the bottom of your Giving Day profile, there's all these fun buttons. And by clicking the manage support areas, what you can do is you can set up sub campaigns or support areas, as we call them, for your organization. So these are kind of like child pages. Again, we call them support areas, but really they fall within your main organization page. And what this could allow you, you're totally not required to use this, but I know that we have some organizations that might have a great use case for this. So you can set up sub pages or support areas for different projects, initiatives, or if you have multiple locations. And then it allows those donors to give to those specific projects, initiatives, or locations. Each support area has a unique page and URL and will appear separately in the site search. But any donations made to the support area will impact the overall raise by your main organization profile. So also, if you have any matches set up on your main page, any donations made to support areas will impact that match as well. So, you know, I think to start, we recommend about 1 to 3. Again, when I say recommend, doesn't mean you have to, but if you do use support areas, try to keep it around 1 to 3, just to kind of keep it manageable at this stage. So I'm not going to go into more detail. Really, this is a call out to those organizations that might have those different locations or are looking to fundraise for multiple projects within SOLA Giving Day. So this is a pretty advanced feature, not trying to scare anyone away from it, but I think it can be a powerful tool, but of course requires a little bit more management. But again, we've seen great usage of this. So some additional tools here within your Giving Day profile. You saw the manage support area. You can view your registration info. So that's, you know, you can view the answers that you submitted for your survey when first registering. And then there's some share buttons as well. It'll provide your link. Of course, this is an example link. And then there's some social share buttons as well for Twitter and Facebook. Okay, so let's talk about matches. So of course, matches are hugely important. They're a big, big part of SOLA Giving Day. And so we want to make sure that you all feel super secure in how to manage your matches. And so it's the same strategy as last year, but it is a change from years prior to that. So what's really nice is that you're able to submit your match details via this form linked out here. It's also available on the homepage as well. So if you have matches, you can submit that to their form. I know that Lauren and the team are reviewing those and then helping set those up on the back end. The big change really is that the organizations can handle those funds collection directly. So same as last year, but different than prior years. So you're able to set up those one-to-one matches. The minimum match amount is $1,000. And again, there's no need to route those funds through CFA unless the match is coming from a CFA donor advised fund. So we have additional trainings there linked out. Again, definitely hope that all of you can spend time, focus on gathering those matches. I do want to show a quick stat to help motivate that. So when we looked at last year, those organizations who had a match raised 3.5 times more than those who did not have a match, right? And so we can see that huge monetary return if you are able to secure that match for your organization. So again, if you have any questions about matches, reach out to us or Lauren. We definitely want to make sure that your match management and expansion process is as easy as possible. So don't hesitate to ask. Lovely. Okay. Some additional resources, I've mentioned this a little bit throughout, but we have a nonprofit toolkit available within the site that has a bunch of different templates for outreach, communication. There's already a bunch of downloadable graphics. We'll continue to add more as well. There's specific resources around board members if you want to get them more involved, how to recruit volunteers and staff, and then of course fundraisers, those peer-to-peer fundraisers that I briefly mentioned, and then additional training videos on different fundraising strategies. So really, our goal with this toolkit is to, regardless of whatever strategy you have, to make sure that you have a resource available to you. If you're missing something, you can reach out to our chat team, you can reach out to us, and we'll definitely help you with whatever strategy or platform interaction that you're having. Okay, so some additional next steps. Definitely follow SOLA Giving Day on all those different social media platforms, and use the hashtag when sharing yourself. What this is going to tie to nicely is that on the Giving Day on May 4th, is that there's going to be a social media aggregator on the site, and any post with the hashtag SOLA Giving Day will pull in, and it will give you even greater visibility for your organization, which is lovely. And then of course, definitely keep an eye out for any important emails that are coming from Lauren or from Bonterra/GiveGab. And then definitely, I would consider thinking internally about, hey, what strategies do we want to look at as an organization? What goal do we want to have for organization? Do we want to use support areas? Do we, in addition to matches, definitely hope that everyone can work on the matches. Do we want to look at fundraisers, right? Really thinking about what are we looking to accomplish for SOLA Giving Day this year, so that you can make sure that whatever steps you take within the platform, within your SOLA Giving Day profile, lines up nicely with those goals. And then definitely keep an eye out for upcoming webinars and trainings, and check out that toolkit. Before wrapping up and opening it up to questions, just a couple of key dates. So today is the 31st, registration's opening, woohoo. And then we do have early bird registration. So this fee rate that's applicable right now will run through February 28th. And then there's a actual registration close on March 9th as well. And there are some prizes related to early bird registration. So I know we didn't specifically call this out quite yet, but there are some prizes. So definitely check out the homepage. It is highlighted on the homepage how to win that prize. So just popped in my brain. So early donations open April 4th. And then the community fundraising page is also open April 4th. And then the match gift submission deadline, so where you submit that form with your different matches, is April 27th. And then of course, we have our Giving Day, May 4th. Do we want to add anything else to that, Lauren? Any contextualization before we open it up to question? Don't mean to put you on the spot.
No, not at all. The early bird registration deadline, per Merlin's comment, there's 2 early bird prizes available. So if you register, if you get your profile registered by February 28th, you have the opportunity to be selected for a $500 prize. So for some of you large organizations, that could actually pay for your participation in the event. So really exciting. It's a minimum requirement. Just got to fill out your registration survey and complete your organization details and your story section of your profile. So if you do that by February 28th, you'll be entered to win one of those $500 prizes.
Sweet. Awesome. Thank you. Perfect. All right. So we're going to open it up to questions now. So definitely feel free to write in any questions in the chat. Also, there's a bunch of different contact information here. And then, of course, our sponsors again. But yeah, definitely write in any questions that you have. We'll hang out for a little bit of time. It is nice that we have some time left over. Also, if you want me to review something again, I know that we covered a wide plethora of information. So if there's something that you want to recover, definitely don't hesitate to let me know.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Merlin. And again, we're going to hang out for a few minutes here, answer any questions that you might have. And then again, just thank y'all for participating and considering SOLA Giving Day 2023 as part of your annual fundraising strategy. We want this to be successful for you, and we are availing ourselves to you for the next 3 months to make sure we can make that happen. So thank you again.